Hi there, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and today, this video, I'm doing a reading for Cancer. um, for this series, I've been using these three decks. This is the Goliath tarot deck made by Goliath, and this is actually a shadow deck created with the intent on shedding some light on the shadow. And some of the images are a little graphic, so I must forewarn you. And then this is the True Black Tarot by Arthur Wang. And the deck below is an oracle deck called the Medicine Woman's Oracle by Catherine Maillard. And the illustrator, who did a wonderful job, her name is Caroline Manière. I believe that might be French, so I might be butchering the name. So please forgive me. Anyhow, I do have flip throughs, and I will leave links to those videos if you are interested. And so I have also been doing the series is a shadow series. So we'll be doing a shadow reading for you today, Cancer. Okay, so we've got our smoke going, we've got our decks smudged. Now we can get going. All right. Okay, so Cancer, if for any reason this reading is not resonating for you right now, I urge you to try the videos for your your moon or your rising sign. You can also try your sidereal sign as well. And with shadow, Pluto is usually a good planet to work with. Pluto is the planet of destruction and rebuilding, and kind of like the Tower card. So Pluto is also given the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio has two rulers, Pluto and then traditionally Mars. So, and if you need help figuring all that out, I do have a playlist called Astrology, and has some little Astrology 101 videos for you. So, okay, Cancer, let's see what our shadow reading has for you today. Knight of Cups, the Three of Swords in reverse. Ooh, and here's one of the scary cards. This is our major arcana, the Devil in reverse. So our major arcana card here, the Devil. See, this is kind of scary a little bit. It can be disheartening for some, though this is the card actually that prompted me to acquire this deck and put it into my collection. So we have the Devil in reverse for you, Cancer, and this subtitle for this card is the Master of Lies. And this card is it deals with our earthly pleasures and our overindulgences, things that are not serving us, things that we do, things that we're engaging in that are not good for ourselves, for our psyche, for our emotions, and just not good for our bodies and people around us in general. And so when this card comes up, it is a call for you to pay attention to things like that. It also has to do with addiction, and we can be addicted to work. We can get addicted to drugs, to alcohol. We can get addicted to working out. Any kind of overindulgence, something that we are doing to keep us from facing a certain reality or a situation, trying to numb ourselves in a certain way, trying to ignore something by replacing it with something else. And so that's what this card is about. And with it being in reverse, either you're unaware of this action, or you might be stuck in this cycle of destruction, this cycle of self-destruction. And I do kind of see that also here in this Three of Swords card. You know, the Three of Swords has always perplexed me. And I recently watched a video of Dove and Serpents. And thank you again, Dove and Serpent and Ula Tea Leaf readings. You guys are amazing for being so supportive of my readings and of my channel. Lots of love to you guys. I really feel the love, and I'm sending you love and just admiration. And I was typing a little thank you to them, and I remember I was typing it to Dove and Surfit, telling him that I was thankful and I'm looking forward to learning from him. But for some reason, I deleted that off. But my point to saying that is I did learn something from the first video that I watched of his. I watched his Scorpio video, and I'm a Scorpio, Scorpio sun and tropical. I feel like I have to say that because I'm learning sidereal astrology as well. Anyhow, I've always kind of had an issue with the Three of Hearts because to me, threes are cards of creation. And I see this card and it's just so, it has to deal with emotions. And the swords are a suit of mental, of thinking, of just that air type energy. And I never really understood why it was always depicted as a heart being stabbed by a sword. And then Dove and Serpent said that it was the creation of some sort of heartbreak, or the replaying of a heartbreak in your mind, and that really resonated with me. And then that's when my light bulb came on. And so that is a great way of looking at this card. It is thinking, but it is something that you bring up within yourself, you know, like a trauma, something that you keep replaying in your head that is causing you heartache. And with it being in reverse, you might be, like I said, like stuck in that cycle, replaying that Cancer, ruminating on something that just really hurt you deep down inside emotionally. And so you've kind of created a situation of deeper heartbreak, and you're recreating it as well. And then here we have the Knight of Cups. Now this Knight, I do like this card, the imagery on this card. The Knight of Cups is about action, and the Knights are water of fire. The Knights are all about, I just love how he's howling, and I see him calling his ancestors, you know, from deep down inside, and the love that the ancestors have for us, and for us to call on them, the love that we have for them. And so this card really speaks to me in a way that you are acting from the heart. The way that you are presenting yourself. No, that's not quite the word. The way that I'm going to take a quick sip of tea. I'm a little tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. My daughter's in color guard, and I was a chaperone with them today. So like I said, the Knights are a card of action, and with him being in the cup suit, he acts with his emotions in mind. He might act a little quickly without kind of thinking about anything else, but he acts with love. He acts in saving, and with empathy, and wanting to help, and wanting to be like that knight in shining armor. So kind of what I'm seeing here is that I've noticed that the wolf is looking away from this situation. So I kind of feel that you, and then the ancestors the ancestors are looking towards this situation here. And so I'm feeling like your ancestors are seeing what's going on with you. However, you may not be completely aware of what's going on. You may be acting in a way that your emotions are leading you, but I feel like they might be leading you astray because you don't quite understand what's going on here, Cancer. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive a little deeper into this reading we have here. We're going to use the True Black Tarot. I used this deck in my last series, and I love the imagery. I like working with this deck. I like the images the author whose name is Arthur, the artist portrayed, and the things he says about him, and the scenes that he puts, and he just put a lot of thought into this deck, and I feel it. Okay, so for the Knight of Cups, Cancer, let's see what we have. Oh, okay, so we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness. And then again, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so lots of air energy here. Lots of and lots of stuck energy too. Everything's in reverse. The Nine of Swords speaks of it's like the Nightmare card. With RWS, and this deck is RWS based. So it's like the Nightmare card, like you're ruminating things in your mind, and it's turned into this big old monster that it shouldn't have been. The Six of Swords is about moving on, sort of releasing that, and I'm seeing that this is you can't release it, and I feel like you just might be acting out in a way that is self-destructive. You might just be really emotional and just kind of flying off the handle really quickly, or just very moody, Cancer. And you just may not understand why. And there is something that is that you are definitely hiding or covering or running from something with some of these earthly indulgences that are keeping you from seeing actually what it really is. And then this heartbreak, this trauma, this experience that you just keep bringing up and recreating in your mind. I mean, these cards kind of go hand in hand with that. You know, we've got the Nightmare where we just keep thinking about it and we can't let it go. And then we've got this Three of Swords energy here, in which we just keep recreating that, and not letting it go. And then this card of Swords of moving on is in reverse as well. So you're definitely hanging on to something, Cancer. Let's get a read on this Three of Swords in reverse in this column. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. And then we have another reverse card, which is the Four of Wands. So perhaps this is another knight. He is Earth of Fire. He's our slowest moving knight. He's very, he's very precise in what he wants done. He uses all of his resources to give him the most perfect. I need to light another incense to give him the most perfect course of action. Where are they? Oh, I see them. And and so what I'm seeing here, perhaps what is going on is maybe you're you're overindulging in perhaps work or a project. And this cup here, this card, the Eight of Cups, this is another cup card of moving on. It's another sort of like cutting your losses type card, you know, walking away. And this poor octopus here, his clutch of eggs, his brothers and sisters, he was the first one to hatch, and now he's all alone, and now he's got to sort of leave all these his family. I guess I wonder if they even know they have a family. I wonder that about insects, you know, when they hatch, and if they're just like, oh hey brother, sister, let's go together and we can live in a nice commune together, and raise our children, and their cousins can live happily ever after. I don't know. You know, okay, I'm veering off. Okay. And so this is another card of walking away, and sort of releasing that emotional baggage that's no longer serving you. And then we have this fire card here. This is another card of, this is kind of a card of celebrations, you know, of happiness. And we see this beautiful bird here has been released of his shackles, and so now he's free, and he's able to go on, and get on to better things. And of course, this is a happy situation. But this card was in reverse, right? So this is a fire card, and when I think of this Four of Wands, you know, I think of the action being very clear and set out, like the path has been set, and I have a good plan, and I'm focused on it, and I'm ready to move forward because everything is the way it should be. I have a good foundation, but with it being in reverse, that foundation is not as quite as sturdy as you would think. Perhaps it might not even be ready. So what I'm gathering here is that I need to read this card. So sometimes my understanding doesn't come through all at once. I kind of need to see the whole picture. So let's read the Devil. Okay, we've got a Two of Cups in reverse. That's water. We've got another water card, Three of Cups in reverse. And then we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh my goodness. Repressed emotion. All of our cards down here are in reverse except for this Knight. So which kind of makes me feel that you are maybe drowning yourself in the physical. You're working really hard. Perhaps you might be overindulging in something. And you're acting on that. You're putting your energies, as a Knight, you're putting your energies into something really physical and really here. And I think what you need to do is put your energies into this emotion. You've got to uncover what it is that has got you stuck in this mental, emotional space of just ruminating in it. And then these blocked emotions here, I mean, all of our emotional cards are in reverse. The Queen of Cups, the card of empathy, she's the queen of emotions. She acts in a way that she takes everybody's feelings into consideration. She takes her feelings in consideration. She acts with compassion. She's empathetic towards everyone. And this card here, you know, when I see this card in a shadow reading, I kind of feel like there's some familial trauma, because this card is representative of groups, of group emotion, of creation, creating emotions as well. And, you know, you can create emotions with, you definitely create emotions with your family. You create that bond with your family. But then we also have the Two of Cups, which is also a partnership type emotion too, you know, a love emotion. And I'm seeing that just, it's like, it's blocked for you, Cancer. You're holding on to some kind of trauma that that you're needing to release. You're needing to be this bird here, and you're needing to be released so we can turn this upright. Because you're, with it in reverse, you're still shackled, you know. Sometimes I see these cards as not being so much like, for instance, this one not being so much the 4, but stuck in the 3 and not being able to move forward. So while this might be a 3.5 as opposed to being a 4, and that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting that you're not, you're not able to get this action plan going. And I think that you don't understand the action because you don't really understand what is going on with all of this. Okay, you're acting emotionally, you know that something's not right, but you're kind of acting out almost like a child throwing a tantrum, right? They're upset, they're not getting their way, but they don't actually understand what is wrong. They don't understand that they're disappointed. They don't understand that oh, I don't know, I can't really think of anything right now. But they're having a hard time processing the emotions. And so I feel that your shadow work is maybe to go into your past, okay, and maybe think of something that would cause you to repress emotions. Maybe think of something that would have caused you some heartbreak. And what are you currently thinking about right now that you are ruminating in your head? And try to figure out what that is. And sometimes it's really hard to figure out what that could be. And sometimes it's even hard to even figure out that you're even upset about something. Believe me, it took me a long time to realize what my issues are. Some of them were, but yes, I'm still working a lot on a lot of my issues. I do have issues with abandonment, which I think we all do, on some kind of level. I do have issues with vulnerability, and I have issues with not feeling like I'm inadequate. But I'm working on them, and it's tough. It really is. It's tough for us to take a look at ourselves and to see what we're not doing right, per se. Okay, so I'm going to draw an oracle card, and hopefully that can give us some insight on what you need to do here, Cancer. So, oh, we have the Spirit of Water. That was in, I want to say, Taurus's reading. And it's also about getting in touch with your emotions. The little phrase down here says, return to the source of the feminine for purification. And femininity is water, right? Water is very receptive. Water is kind of passive. Water needs that structure to be held, right? Or otherwise it'll just flow everywhere. So it is a feminine energy along with earth. It's a feminine energy. It's receptive. So this is actually calling you, telling you to get in touch with those emotions. Try to understand those emotions, Cancer. Try to understand why it is you're trying to hide everything in the physical, in your work, on a project. Why are you overindulging in something in work? Why are you overindulging in maybe something else here? Why are you ruminating in this heartbreak? And why are you recreating this story for yourself where it's staying in your head, and then you're acting in a way where you're just kind of moody, and try to understand that there's lots of hidden repressed emotions going on. Some of the things that I like to do, I like to go out in the moon, under the moonlight, and just kind of sit there and kind of start a conversation. At first I was talking to myself, but eventually the moon started talking back. And that's what I like to do. And I think you need to, you should just kind of experiment what works for you. Get in touch with that higher self. And I know that's like always the answer. And some people are like, but who is my higher self? But you know, it's a personal thing. It's a personal relationship, and it's different for everybody. So, so you just got to try things, see what works for you. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you today. I hope this has helped in some sort of way. I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate any comments that you have. And I hope you have a good day, and I will see you next video. Take care.